And welcome to another brand new episode of Live FX Trading with your host, Peeling Mindset. So welcome to another brand new episode. All right, so trying to fix the mic on YouTube. Looks like some sort of trouble was there. Some sort of problem with the mic on YouTube. All right. Let's check the mic on the YouTube here. Alrighty. Hey. Okay, better. Way better right now. Way better. And the guys from the Slack community, they are joining in as well, which is pretty good. Pretty nice. Looks like pound yen is pretty bearish. I mean, I've missed the sell below 158.05, and looks like the trade below 158.05 has already run down. I mean, I'm late to the party. That's what it looks like. I'm late to the party. Kevin says good morning or good evening to you. If you're talking. All right. I was actually talking, Kevin. All right, so I am unmuted right now. All right, better, way better. And good morning, Kevin. Good morning. It's good evening here. I mean, it's evening. It's nighttime in Australia, but obviously, yeah. Good morning to you, because I remember you are living EST, right? So it's the standard time, and it's morning right now. So yeah, looks like I'm late in this sell party here. Yeah, Florida. Ooh, okay. Florida. All right. So it looks like pound yen is pretty bearish. Obviously, the wick on the downside, there's a heavy potential. This wick is going to be fueled. I just want to see now. Now, if I want to take some sort of sell right now, what I would love to see is candles actually rejecting this 158.05 sort of area. Now, obviously, candles have broken the support pretty heavily. There's a resistance. I mean, if this was a potential low, this has been tested already. But if there's a high chance candles are going to push down, obviously, I mean, it can push down, but I'm not going to take a trade right now because I'm already too late. If there was any sort of a position that was with decent stop loss, with decent structure, I mean, one of the trades could have been somewhere around here, around 159.35 sort of area. Another one would be below 158.05, and right now it's too late. So I'm not gonna manage a trade here. I mean, the structure is there, you know, candles making a top wick and whatnot. The range is in about 18 pips. It's nice, but I don't want to manage risk low, that low, you know, especially when this hourly candle is going to close. Kevin says maybe wait for another resistance to form. I mean, yeah, that could be the case. That could be the case, to be honest. That could be the case. All right, so let me check the mic and see what's happening on YouTube. Oh, shit. All right, so let me check the mic and see what's happening on YouTube. Oh, shit. I'll fix the mic. I'll fix the mic. And let's try to fix the mic on YouTube. Hopefully it's working right now. So it was kind of and let's try to fix the mic on YouTube. Hopefully it's working right now. It's kind of funny mic. Okay, we are running. All right, so we are back again. So looks like mic is fixed and everything is fixed. Okay. So the bias in pound yen is a sell, definitely a sell. I mean, the momentum has been bearish pretty much. So as we discussed, I mean, one of the best positions to take would have been somewhere around below 150 and 935. Another one would have been somewhere around here, but the candles are racing down. And as I said, I mean, I'm not happy to take a position this low. I would have been happy taking a position somewhere around here. You know, I would have managed the risk around there. But right now, for me, it's too late. So if anybody is in a sell, I mean, I think it's going to work. Higher chance to just push down, and hopefully it works for you guys. But yeah, it looks like a beautiful day. And I took a trade on around the Asian session 2 today. So I took a sell, and it played out pretty well. So I'm just chilling here right now, trying to see if pound yen is going to move down or not. I mean, higher chances of pushing down. Pound USD is also bearish, pretty bearish. So pound is in general really bearish, to be honest. So I was actually sending chats in my group earlier on, and so this was the Asian session trade. The Asian session trade that I took. And it worked in pound yen. And right now, obviously, market's still bearish. Still bearish. Pound USD bearish. Pound JPY bearish. So I just want to see if 150, 500, or even 155.10 will be the target. I just want to see that if that's going to be tested at this point in time. And the hourly candle is going to close in the next 42 minutes. Looks like the candles are pretty bearish. I mean, the low on a 30-minute has been tested already, and obviously broke that support level as well. If the candles are pushing down, I mean, there's a high on the top, which is a good sign. And the previous candle has a wick on the downside, showing us more range to push down. So this is actually pretty good. This is pretty solid. Pretty solid. So if any of the candles retest 158.05, I mean, that's going to be lovely, right? So again, at the same time, I'm not sure if pre-New York market is going to be something similar to yesterday's price action. Yesterday, what happened was the market was too low already, you know. So what happened was, so the market was bearish, and around pre-New York, New York time. So what happened was the market wanted some sort of premium price, some sort of discounted price. So the candles started retracing up, and 150. So yesterday's liquidity point was this. 151,750 was the liquidity area for New York session. And after grabbing that liquidity, that premium price, look at the price action after grabbing that liquidity. So man, oh man, we just started pushing down, all the way down, and the momentum is bearish ever since. And it's in a pretty similar situation right now, obviously. So we are at the very, very low, right? So we're at the very low. We had a huge drop, as Kevin says. Kevin says, what a huge drop. Yes, absolutely. Looks like there is potential to retrace. But again, at the same time, if somebody is in a position, the best idea will be to manage the risk, There's a wick on the left hand side, clear traffic, especially on the lower time frame. So if the candles are to push down, just be happy securing something at least, because the New York market's not going to be happy about the price, and more than likely they can actually just push the price up before pushing down. So that could be the case. Otherwise, structure wise, it's bearish. You know, the bias is sell, 100% sell. And let's just wait for this 15-minute candle to close in pound yen, and let's see how this is going to close. Yeah, closing bearish. Rami says, are you taking an impulse? No, sir. I think for me, any trade is too late for now. If I was to take a trade, I mean, below 158.05 was the best idea. So usually I show up early to my work, early to my charts. But today I was taking a shower. So, I mean, I can't blame the shower. But again, you know, I missed it. I missed the actual sell. The actual sales were below 158.05. Or even below 150, I would say 855. So somewhere around here, this was a really safe spot. And when I say safe spot, that was a really good area to take a position. That way, risk management would have been much more easier. You know, a risk of 10 to 12 pips above 159.35 sort of area. Expecting the candles to push down with pre-New York volume. This would have been the ideal trade. If I was to take a trade, this right here would be my ideal trade. This right here. After this candle made the top, after this candle made the high, started retracing, that would be my ideal entry. And usually what happens is I would secure around 10 pips, let the runner run, but I'm too late for the party. That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, if somebody is in a position, I mean, just manage it. Today is much more like a browsing day, because yesterday was a brilliant day for me, to be honest, you know, and I'm not going to overtrade and over risk. I'm a very disciplined guy. Trust me on that. When I hit my target for the week, I'm just going to browse, or I'm just going to say to myself that, you know what? I mean, if the market's going to move, if there's a proper opportunity, if there's something I love from the core of my heart, that's something I'm going to take. I'm not just going to enter the market for the sake of entering. No. If somebody's going to take an impulse, the range is there. Hopefully it works for you guys, but I'm not going to enter right now. I am too late for the party. But this would have been the ideal trade, the best trade. Why would that be a best trade? I will tell you why. Look at this. So the previous 4-hour candle, would had closed with a long wick on the bottom. And the 4-hour candle would have made a top before pushing down, right? Makes sense? Yes, makes sense. And on looking at the 2-hour time frame, I mean, looking at the 2-hour time frame candle, well, it was not that clear. But on a 1-hour time frame, the candles were actually retesting the previously broken support area from the top. So the support area was being tested. That's what it was doing. And the candles closing bearish, the structure made way more sense. Now, going into the lower time frame for more micro details, the candles rejecting that area, that vicinity, previously broken support area, and starting to push down, breaking lows, making wick on the downside, breaking lows, respecting the highs. I mean, the bias is getting stronger and stronger. And anybody with a sell from here would have scored this position, 100%. Anybody from this area would have scored. So now, sometimes what happens is you show up to the market with the anticipation to take some sort of position, and what happens is you are too late. So what do? At that point in time, you have to learn from the market and see what could have been the best thing you could have done. Maybe show up early to the work and take a proper position around the around a proper vicinity, a proper area, right? So as discussed, this could have been amazing. But right now, I am too late, and I admit it. And if I'm going to take a position here when the price is too low, the market's going to punish me. So do I want to be punished? No, I don't. I'd rather browse, and I'd rather let the price do its thing before I could actually scale into any sort of position. So I'm going to check the mic one more time on the YouTube, but I'm still here, guys. If you guys have any questions, just keep on asking. Keep on throwing the question in. All right, so Kevin says, do you believe another liquidity graph could occur? Yes, Kevin, that's what I just said. on a complex language, that's what I said. So I'm actually expecting prices to push up, grab some sort of liquidity before moving down, because the New York market's not going to be happy. You know, trust me. I've seen this happening several times, and it's going to retrace. You know, it's retracing right now. I'm not sure if it's going to flip right away. I mean, maybe same thing's going to happen like yesterday's market. You know, obviously, the previously broken 30-minute support area could act as a liquidity grabbing area or a reactive area. I mean, have to watch. At that point in time, I'm going to think about sales. If the candle's going to retrace to 158.05 or even 159.35 or even 159.90, if it's going to retrace all the way there, man, I'm going to think about sales at that point in time. Because guess what? The deeper it retraces, the better the opportunity is going to be. Because the retracement is only to push the price lower afterwards. That's why. Right? Pretty simple. All right, so I'm going to check the mic, guys. If you guys have any questions, just keep on asking and we will answer all of the questions. Checking the mic, checking 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yep, so the YouTube is sounding better. Tom says gold buys above. All right, so on YouTube, Tom says gold buys above 1795 Ooh, well, let's just have a look. I mean, yeah, gold for me is pretty bullish, man. I mean, it's pretty bullish. So one of my targets were 1796.50. I think it's gonna head over. Retail sales are today for USD. Ooh, yes. Oh my God, I forgot to look at my calendar. That's right, Kevin's correct. So today is the 17th. It's the Tuesday. So today was supposed to be a non-quality day for me. So I've got my FX calendar for myself, and I've actually noted down what are the quality days and what are the non-quality days. And whenever there's high impact news, I tend to stay away from high impact news because I don't believe in gambling. You know, a lot of traders make money by trading the news as well, but I want to stay away from news. That's what I want to do. So this is one of my group, and this is the one and only group. Sorry, not one of my group. One and only group. We are working as a team right now, and yeah, so they are actually expecting bad numbers for retail sales. Oh no, that's going to be strange. They're actually expecting bad numbers. I think the number's going to be almost same or even better. Not sure. Let's see. We will see. So 30 minutes after the market open is the retail sales. So we will see. You know, at this point in time, gold is ranging. I mean, yeah, there's a clear range on the upside. The NFP push has been corrected significantly, and this is acting as a new demand area on the downside. So if the price is out to push up, I mean, it's making sense, right? It's been pushing for some time, and yeah, I'm not even looking at gold because I don't like the way it's printing. I mean, pound USD, look at this. Pound USD is retracing. Looks like it wants to grab some sort of liquidity. Let's look at pound AUD. I was actually waiting for candles to close below because this 1893.40 sort of a digit or price level was something important for me from the past, right? And it's just hanging around there. So I want to see how the price is going to react around that level. We will see. We will see. Pound AUD. And the AUD's monetary policy today was pretty good too. So the guys were talking about good stuff. You know, they were talking about more stimulus, sort of stimulus related ideas, and they were saying how the economy is going to recover because they were very optimistic about the health and yeah, by the economy. They were pretty optimistic. So we'll see. We'll see if pound AUD is just spiking up to sort of grab liquidity before pushing down. So we'll see. But I'm actually looking for sales below, clear sales below 18.90.25, sort of a digit, sort of a price level. So we will see. And one more time, looking back into my star pairs. So this trade idea, I mean, we talked about the trade idea. If anybody has any sort of question, we obviously answer the question. Just shoot the question, right? That's the important part. If it's shoot the question, we answer the question. If you shoot the question, we answer the question. All right, man, oh man. All righty. Yeah, come on. I don't want to choke myself to death. Man, oh man. Hey. Yep, GJ is looking bearish, man. Oh man, it's going to push down. It's going to push down. So we are in about an hour away from the market open, and 1 30-minute candle has closed below 158.05, the previously broken support area. Pretty good. It's actually pretty good. So for the candles to push down, I mean, one of the ways it could push down is to retrace up, reject this area, the support area, which can turn out as a resistance, and we can actually clearly push down. That's going to be way better because we get to see candles grabbing liquidity first before moving. You know, that's good. And at this point in time, it's just a matter of when to push down. If anybody is in the entry, I mean, yeah, just risk management is the idea. And at this point in time, pound AUD also retracing, which is good. Ultimately, I'm waiting for sales below 1.89025. So let's see what's going to happen. Alrighty. All right, so on YouTube, Nirajan Lamsal is saying, which broker are you using? Miradai. So he's saying, what broker are you using, my brother? So in my language, Miradai means my brother. The Miro means my die means brother. All right, so I'm using Dominion Markets right now. So yeah, so they got 1:500 leverage for available for a lot of instruments, and for gold it's like 1:100, which is pretty cool. But I use two brokerages. Before I used to use Black Bull Market. I still have a small bit of money in it because I need to trade gold, right? And I mean, if when you're experienced, you want to capitalize by the fact of, you know what, you have leverage side by side, and you can use the leverage to capitalize, compound your account. And that's why I have two accounts at the current situation, two accounts on two brokerages. Nirajan. Mr. Nirajan. Alrighty. At this point in time, the 4-hour candle in pound yen. Let's have a look. 4-hour candle is pretty bearish. The wick on the left hand side, I mean, there's a high chance it's going to be filled. Very high chance it's going to be filled. And something tapped. What was that? Oh, pound AUD. Let's look into pound AUD. Looks like pound All right, Mr. Pound AUD, I'm looking into you, buddy. All right, so pound AUD. So pound AUD is looking good. So if any of the 30-minute, 15-minute candle closes below 18.90.25, I'll look to see if I can take sells. So expecting the New York volume to push the price down. Obviously, pre-New York volume. So at this point in time, any candle, 15, 20, 15, 30, I mean, let's see what's going to happen. In about 19 pips range to the support area, and all the way down, it's in about 30 pips range. So we will see. We will see if the market's going to push the prices down in pound AUD. Mr. Pound AUD. Yep, pound is pretty bearish, man. To be honest, pound is pretty bearish. No doubt on it. No doubt at all. All right, my boys are saying they're looking for sells in pound yen. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna send this chart to my boys. My boys are. All right, so Kevin says, I'm liking how GJ is looking right now. Let's just have a look at GJ. Looks like it's forming that resistance. Okay. So if it's forming that resistance, I mean, it has to close bearish, right? So the first thing is candle has to close in the bearish direction, all right? So I have to wait for at least a 15-minute time frame, I would say, you know. Tune. All right, so the boys are saying looking for sells. They're looking for impulsive sell. I'm going to send them this. Tune. GA sells. All right, so on YouTube, Nirajan says, hello, brother. Basically, I'm trading since 5 months. I mean, that's good. 5 months, good. And he says, I also took some classes, but in real account, I lost. In demo account, I made 200 profit, but in real account, I lost $100. Okay, so here's the thing, right? 5 months is a good start, but this is what I'm going to say. For you to learn trade, proper trading, it's going to take you at least 12 months. And when I'm saying 12 months, you're experiencing market in different sort of a season. You're experiencing market for example, you have to be consistent in choosing a market session. And after doing all of these stuffs and understanding your own psychology and trying to rebuild the psychology or retraining your mind, it's going to take you that 12 nice months. So it's a good idea to lose less, Nirajan. That's all I can say. If you're losing in your real account, you have to ask yourself the question, why are you losing? Right? So obviously, if you need personal help, so we are actually opening up our group to the guys outside, whoever wants to join in. We're actually personally trying to help people. So you can come into that group as well, obviously. So we're going to launch it soon in our YouTube, and we will help you with your risk management and stuff. Don't worry. It's actually pretty easy. So don't risk a lot, and make sure you have a proper disciplined plan, or you have to choose maximum number of trades per day. I mean, $100 for learning FX is nothing, to be honest. And believe in it. So a lot of guys lose fortune. That doesn't mean you have to lose fortune to learn FX. You can sort of avoid it too, right? You can sort of avoid the losing a lot sort of a part. But still, the idea is demo account and real account is a different scenario. With the demo account, your emotions are not connected. It's a game sort of a thing. It's a game arena. Demo account, you can always restart the demo account, but your real funds are the real funds. So that's why you're going to be strict on your discipline plan. You have to know how much you're exactly losing, how much exactly are you willing to lose, how much are you risking, and how much you're willing to earn in a week. So what is your game plan? You have to define your game plan. You have to know what you have to do to actually grow the account, right? So losers are just a part of the bigger picture, Nirajan. When you say you lost $100, don't worry, you will get it back. But the idea is to lose less for now. That's what you want to do. If you lose less, there's a higher chance. If you lose less, there's a higher chance you learn about risk management, and you allow yourself to practice trading allow yourself practice trading with the largest sample of trades, right? So bleed less. That's all I can say. Bleed less, lose less. All right. So Jackie says, Nirajan, bro, I blew thousands of account in my first year. Ooh, guys, don't blow account. Don't blow your account. That's not a nice feeling. You're gonna hurt yourself, hurt your psychology, I mean, it's not a nice feeling to blow your account, right? I mean, the fact that a lot of people don't have proper guide, it's like, to be honest, nobody personally taught me how to be disciplined, right? So I belong to a martial art background. I've been teaching martial arts, and I've been training in the martial art field for a long time, right? And I know what discipline is. But in trading, all these disciplines that we've learned in our life, that partly applies, right? It partly applies, and you have to self-discover yourself. You have to ask yourself the question: why are you willing to do FX? Why do you want to earn money? So how much is actually going to make you happy? How much are you feasible to make, right? So are you trading with $100 account, and are you losing $100 account? That's bad. You have to know where you're standing. You have to know how much you're risking. You have to talk to experienced people before jumping in the hot market, right? You don't need to blow thousands of accounts before learning trading FX. No, not at all. Just be clever and put your money at the side and learn all of the prerequisites. That's all I can say. It takes time. It definitely takes time, but you will learn it 100%. And anybody can do it. It just takes that, I would say, discipline. Discipline is the biggest factor that's actually going to help you be successful. Discipline. That's all. Discipline. You have to define your trading plan, define your rules, and stick by your rules. If you have a $100 account and you're losing $100 in a day, man, it's like you're risking 100%. It doesn't work like that. For beginner traders, on textbook, On books, it's written that beginner traders, they should only risk less than 1% or even less than 0.5%. Right? So that's only going to allow you to experience larger sample of trades. And you have to find yourself a perfect setup or a setup that works. You have to look at the traders who have been trading for some time. Now, they're going to talk about setups all the time. They're going to talk about price action. You learn price action. You learn different price action tools. And at the end of the day, you find your own very own sweet spot. Right? And after you experience, after your 12 months of experience, then finally you'll be able to put a trade with confidence without that state of, I would say, carelessness. And that's what you want. When you're careless in the market, you feel as if, you know what? I'm going to take a trade. I'm going to execute because I know this structure. I've seen this for a time. For 12 months, I've been in the market now. And I've seen something at least. Now, I can actually execute with that base of knowledge. Now, that is something you want. So stick around. Some of the people, they quit early because they risk a lot. They don't listen. They don't realize the money is valuable. They don't realize, and they bleed more and they can't sustain themselves. But you don't want that. You want to sustain yourself. You want to bleed less. Simply, you want to lose less. Simple as that. Nirajin says, brother, I seem you and Wix Online take only some pips, only like 10 to 20 pips, but other traders also trading the swing trade are running for 4 or 5 days or more than that. What do you think about that? Okay, so here's the thing. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the others do. You have to find your sweet spot. I've got a friend. He's not happy until he hits that 50 pips mark in a day. When I listen to him, I go like, man, what are you talking about? 50 pips? Man, oh man. So when you look at people's 50 pips, don't judge them by that 50 pips. Their position size is relatively smaller than ours, right? So the style I choose, this scalping sort of a style where I'm happy with 8 to 9 to 10 to 12 pips, is because I want to make that quick bucks. I want to manage that risk quickly. I want to capitalize out of the market quickly and get out of the market without any headache, right? Just think about it. Every day you're showing in front of the market. You're coming into the market. You're reading your market. You're doing analysis. You're taking a trade. And in the next hour to 2 hour to 3 hour, you're out of the market. Either you're profitable or either you're walking out without nothing in your hand. So what do you choose? Do you choose to be in front of the market for 4 or 5 days and always check on your phone the next 15 minutes to see where your position went? Or do you want to be inside the market and get in and get out? What do you want? So the question is, what do you want? What is your style? Right? So when my friend tells me he's taking the trade in the early Asian session and he's exiting around London session, man, that's a span of 4 to 5 hours. And he has to look into his phone 10 to 12 times. Every hour, he has to check his phone 3 to 4 times. Every hour. Do you really want that lifestyle? No, I don't want that. So the real question is, what do you want? Real question is, what do you want? And you have to define yourself, define a proper trading plan. I mean, here's the thing, right? A lot of traders, they don't know what is a trading plan. Oh man. You need a game plan. Before playing a game, you need a game plan. Especially if you want to win. You need a game plan. And you have to clearly define yourself what you want. Right? So we got this trading plan sort of a content in our group as well. And there we talk about defining exactly how much do you want out of the market and how much would you be satisfied with, right? Or sometimes it's not the idea about being satisfied. Sometimes it's the idea about being fast in the market, explosive, just get in, get out. Ooh, and GG is bearish. Beautiful. Whoever took that trade after this 15-minute candle close, I mean, beautiful. Beautiful. So the New York volume looks like it's pushing the price down and looks like 155.10 is the target here. So whoever took the sell, beautiful. All right, so Nirajin says, I also don't want that. All right. So Nirajin says, how to know that news impact is positive or negative, brother? Ooh. So here's the thing. So Kevin says, took a sell once it broke the low of the 15-minute candle. Beautiful. Yeah, my guys in the group were also looking for sells. I mean, Kevin, you know what? You should have taken a sell. I mean, I'm not going to say exactly when to take a sell, but doesn't it make sense to take a trade here with stop loss in about 7 to 8 pips, expecting the candles to push down after all because the structure is there? I think on the break of the low, it's too late, man. Hopefully it gives you enough pips, but just be clever, because the candles moved in the first few minutes, right? This is the start of the hour. Oh, sorry, this is the start of the new 15-minute candle when the candles push down in the first few minutes. So just be clever in terms of risk management. That's all. That's all. So Nirajan says, how do you know the news impact, positive or negative? We never know. We never know the exact a result from the news's reaction in the market. We never know because we don't control the market, right, around the news time. I mean, sometimes they expect good numbers, and the economy, so if the numbers are good, I mean, that tells us the economy is doing good. So investors, when they pull out their money before the news, they put it back. Or a lot of investors attract a lot of volume in certain pairs, and we see the volume, but we never know what's going to happen. We never know exactly. If somebody's going to tell you, man, this pair is going to move up because of the news, I don't know what they're saying. It's never 100%. It's never, ever 100%. So Kevin says, just wasn't sure about those wicks on the previous 15-minute candle. Ooh, that makes sense. That makes sense, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, if I was taking this trade, Kevin, so what I would do is I would anticipate a resistance around here because the candle closed bearish. I would have been waiting for a candle to close in my direction, and this candle closing in my direction would be the signal. And I would have taken a trade right here with my stop loss somewhere around here, expecting the candles to push down. On the break of the low is a better idea, obviously, as you took. That was like a better confirmation. But I mean, that is a little bit late to the party, you know, unless the candle's going to push down. But if you had taken a trade here, just look at it and see, you could have secured 10 pips. But I think it looks good. So just manage your risk. Don't let the trade go in drawdown. That's another thing beginner traders don't know. They don't understand is sometimes they take a trade and the trade goes in positive, goes in profit. They let the trade play out, breathe, and after some time the trade reverses. And they still believe the trade's going to go into their way. No, you got to get out of the market. In this trading business, in this trading game, whoever is the fastest survives. Just note this down. Whoever secures the profits first survives. If you're the last to secure the profit, you're going to be out of the game. Simple. Kevin says, should I set my stop loss at break even or break of the high of the current candle? Kevin, that's something you got to choose, but I will tell you this, right? If I was trading pound JPY, I would be expecting some volume right now. So what I would do is if the candles are to push down, there is no business in candles retracing up. So I would actually lower my stop loss. Now, you have to define your own sweet spot. If I was taking a trade on the break of the 15-minute candles low, somewhere around here, man, oh man, that's a very critical point to put stop loss. I mean, if you put it in, if you put the stop loss at break even is so close to price, maybe the candles are not gonna get a chance to breathe, right? And you want your candles to breathe, so you gotta choose your spot. If I had taken a trade here, 100%, I would put my position at break even. I would never let my position go in drawdown once it's in profit. That's the idea. You should never let the trade go in drawdown once it goes in profit. You have to be explosive in terms of risk management. Sometimes what happens is you let the candles breathe because the structure makes sense, the volume makes sense, the regular volume hour makes sense, you know, and everything makes sense. But sometimes it's better to just manage risk. Because in a bigger picture, you'll be taking these trades, these similar trades for thousands of times, 1,000 and 10,000 a time, right? Now, right now you took a trade. I mean, late in the party, Next time you're going to take a trade early, somewhere around here, which is going to make sense. At that point in time, you're going to manage your risk to the T. So right now, you got to choose what is the best. All right, Kevin says, okay, gotcha. Going to close half my position if it breaks the current high. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks good, Kevin. It looks good. On YouTube, Nirajan says, brother, what is the concept of wick fill? I watch in Wick Stone Line channel, but I didn't understand. So maybe you could kindly share me your knowledge. So basically, wick fill is just momentum and it's just the momentum being carried on, you know. So basically, here's the thing about wick. When the candles closes with the wick, it actually tells us there's a range. There's a possibility that the next candle follows through that wick. So for example, the previous 15-minute candle closed with a wick on the downside. That was telling us that, you know what, candles do have a higher chance to push down, especially when the momentum is bearish. What is a momentum after all? Now let me show you what is momentum. Let me see. So for example, if you have ever pushed a ball down on a heel, this is how the ball rolls. Bam, it bounces off. Bam, the ball bounces off. Bam, the ball bounces off. Right, this is momentum. And this is a line, sort of a figure, right? So all the time the bias was bearish, the price action was bearish, but the momentum was lower. So now this is momentum, and the bearish momentum causes the price to make lower lows, lower high, and the lower low basically becomes a wick on the smaller time frame, right? Or even sometimes on a high time frame. So that momentum causes the wick to be filled, and sometimes the wick fill turns out to be our trade, because we believe that, you know what, there's 80% chance for the wicks to be filled. That's all. The wicks have 80% chance to be filled when there's enough momentum, enough volume. When there's high volume, the wicks get filled. The wicks get filled. That's where the wick fill comes from. But when there's enough momentum, the wicks on the opposite direction, they don't get filled. This is not wick fill. This is a wick fill. Look at this. Did you see that? That's a wick fill. And whatever is happening right now is a wick fill in a 4-hour. Now, this right here is a 4-hour candle wick fill. Let me show you guys. Da, da, da. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see the wick? The wick is being filled. The wick has 80% chance to be filled when there's momentum, when there's volume. And look at the volume. Look at the size of the candle. Look at the size of the candle. It's a big, huge ass candle. Sorry about that. It's a huge ass candle. And when there's enough volume, enough momentum, I mean, the candles push through and the wicks get filled. That is basically the wick fill. It's not a rocket science, to be honest. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Now, wick fill is an idea created to actually learn momentum in an easy way, in a simple way. That's all, nothing else. All right, so Kevin says, so to understand where a better entry would have been, you would have sold once it broke the previous 15-minute candle close. I mean, I would have sold. All right, so I would give you my better entries, right? One of the better entries would be once this candle closed below this 15-minute support area, once this 15-minute candle closed, and on the break of the low would be lovely because the next candle made a high before pushing down. But you know what? I was too late for the entry. So guess what? I would wait for the candles to retrace up around 158.05, which didn't happen. But the candles made a resistance around here. To take a sell, there has to be some sort of resistance. And the resistance was formed, and the candle that made the resistance had wick on the downside. So I would actually let this candle breathe for 1 or 2 minutes. and I'll see, let's see, for example, this candle. Let's see how the candle breathe. Look at this. So this was the close of the previous candle, and I would let the candle breathe for 2 minutes. 1, 2, and guess what? There's a high chance for the candles to push down. So that's why you got to look into the lower time frame as well. A lot of people, they don't understand the idea of looking into the smaller time frame. Let the candles breathe. Let the candles breathe. And just take a trade, anticipating the candles to move down with the structure. There was a resistance. I mean, I would have taken a trade right here. 100%. All right, Kevin says, trying to avoid looking below 5 minutes. Ooh. I mean, yeah, a lot of people do that. But I love looking into all of the time frame because it gives me an early signal, early signal. So all these years, to be honest, I can stick to one time frame, but it's a better idea to have. There was a book I read about Forex, and the guys were talking about quadruple time frame monitoring. So it's like, sorry, not quadruple, it was like quad time. So basically talking about 4 time frames, right? So they were talking about at least 4 time frames to look at. So what are the time frames you're going to look into? What book? So let me have a look. What book was it? So it was actually a stock book, a stock trading book. It was actually a stock trading book, but the ideas apply, you know, the ideas apply. The discipline of trading applies from there. Let's just have a look. No, Kevin, stock. I'm talking about stock, not stop. Stock trading. S-T-O-C-K, stock. Yeah, looks like my book is not opening up here. My book. Yeah, this is the book right here. The Secrets of... There you go. This is the book right here. Secrets of Successful Traders. Secrets of Successful Traders. All right, so yep. So this thing called, oh, you guys can't see. Oh, so the guys from Zoom can't see. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. Let me fix that, sir. Hopefully it works. It works now. Can you see now? Better. So look at this. So these guys are talking about using quadruple trend line setups, right? Or identifying important market turning point. So this is actually a really important point from this book. Really important, this one. The quadruple trend line setups, basically talking about different time frame and trend lines from different time frame. They were actually talking about quadruple, exact term. So can you guys see now? The guys, Zoom guys, can you guys see? Yes, sir. It's a PDF. It's a PDF. Nirajan says, if we have a long wick, where is the support? I mean, basically, so Nirajan, this is something I want to tell you. Don't overcomplicate the things, right? Just make it simple. Just look at the candle's body as a support. Just look at the candle's body as a support in any given time frame. If it's too hard to find a support and resistance, I mean, I think you're looking into support and resistance in a wrong way. So you have to look at wicks as candles potential to fill that area, and you have to look at candles body close as a support, a rejection area where the price has rejected before as a support or resistance, right? I'm not saying use that exact method. So for example, just imagine if you never knew about support and resistance, if you were a trader looking into FX or any sort of trading methods, you know what you should do? You should actually look into candles price action, because that's the key. Now look at this. You know how I could have found a support and resistance? I would call it support. Let's say I'm gonna call this a trampoline. So this is my trampoline right here. This is the roof of the house. Why is this a trampoline? Because this is the area where the price bounced off of. So what are the chances? As I'm a beginner trader, just imagine I'm a beginner trader. I'm going to say, oh, this is the trampoline which the price is going to bounce off of one more time. Look at this. Guess what happened? That was my support area. So this trampoline area was my support area. I'm going to say the price is bouncing off of my trampoline, so it kind of makes sense to wait for sell. And I'm going to say, oh, this is the new roof. This is the new roof because the price is rejecting off of it pretty heavily. So I'm going to take a sell right now. Bang, 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 bang. And the candles fell down. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. Look into your trading sort of a look into your trading sort of an instrument as if you don't know anything. You don't know anything. So how would you trade? You basically look where the price is bouncing off of, where the price is rejecting off of, where is the price going to move next? That's basically it. What do you think? What do you think the price is going to move next? That's it. All right, so I'm actually waiting for sales below 18.90.25. Let's see what's going to happen on pound AUD. Pound AUD. All right. Looks like Kevin is not confident with his setup. He's saying if this candle, 15-minute candle, fails to close below the previous 15-minute candle, would you close the position? I mean, the structure is still there, so I would expect the candles to push down, right? If the candles are to move up one more time, there is no business because the candle's coming to the very end now. So this hourly candle is coming to a close. And if this hourly candle is to flip bullish, I mean, it's not looking nice at all for the candles to push down. Because at this point in time, I'm expecting the candles to push down. Just push down. There's no business coming up. So you have to decide when to close the position. But right now, it's looking amazing. Looks like the current 15-minute candle has grabbed some liquidity on the top. And at this point in time, I mean, just be happy with something, at least something. Just be happy. Hopefully the trade works. Okay. Yep. I have a weird feeling that pound yen could actually range a little bit. But again, there is a wick on the downside to be filled. So we will see. You know, there's retail sales happening. And that's one of the most anticipated news event. And I think my GA sell is also going to work only after retail sales. So we will see. Wow, gold is dropping right now. Interesting. Before the retail sells, and they're expecting bad numbers. Well, I think it's going to be good numbers, man. That's what I think. I don't know what the hell is sounding like this. There's some sort of airplane flying outside my house. Something. Man, this is cold. I'm gonna put on some socks here. Yes, Kevin says, have you noticed that USD retail sales affect GJ? Yes, we've seen shock effects in pound yen, pound AUD. You would see pound AUD moving in a shock effect sort of a way too. It's actually interesting. That's what the market's kind of rangy right now. So in the next 35 minutes, we'll see how the market's going to move. If it's going to be volatile, we'll wait for the volatility to die and see if the volume is being induced in one sort of direction. And we'll see. I've got a smaller account. So let's see if I can trade the news. Let's see. We will see if it makes sense. I've got a small bit of account on another brokerage. So if it kind of makes sense, maybe we will take a position. Or Kevin says, hoping some volume will come in the next 4 minutes. Okay. Yeah, man, it's rangy. Kevin, it's rangy. Super rangy. Mohammed on YouTube says, do you think gold will go up? I mean, the numbers expected are bad, right? So here's the thing. So if the numbers turn out to be bad, there's a high chance gold will push up. But we are not exactly sure if the retail sales sort of news has been anticipated in the market already. Because look at this. After the NFP sort of a push on the downside, after this liquidity pool grab, after this demand sort of a area formation here, candle's been pushing up ever since. So has the retail sales news been anticipated already, or has been priced in already? There's a heavy chance. There's a high chance. So if the retail sales turned out to be as expected, which is bad numbers, there's a high chance gold will push up. But how much more is the gold going to push up, right? Because this is the exact point where the gold dropped. I mean, if it's going to push up, maybe it's going to push up to 1811, I would say. So we'll have to wait and see if the retail sales has been priced in, and if the numbers turns out to be good, better than expected, maybe even same, the prices in gold is going to drop down. That's for sure. So we'll see. All right, so this is the market open right here. Market open. So hopefully the market volume could push the prices in GJ lower. And I am still waiting for a pound AUD, and looks like the market's pretty rangy before the retail sells. And this is something expected, 100% expected. I mean, if the candle's going to just range before the market market volatility, market news event, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm still expecting some selling sort of a scenario in pound AUD. So let's see what's going to happen. And we are still waiting for the retail sales. I think that's going to be the attraction here today. And I'm thinking about taking a news position today. Let's see what's going to happen, right? I've got a small bit account, small funded account at the side that I can try and compound. So we will see what we can do. Man, there's something wrong with my with my community out here. I don't know what's happening. There was a plane flying with this high frequency sound. It's like unusual, never happened before. And I don't know, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Mohammed says crazy. Ooh, I know, man. Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening. In about 20 minutes away from the retail sales. Core retail. Core retail sales. And we are still waiting. Alrighty. Prices are ranging pretty much rangy. Man, I'm not even kidding. I think there's like few flights and this is like a big airplane. I don't know if they're sending military from Australia here, but big flights. The sound, the frequency of the plane is pretty high. So Australia is up to something. All right. We are 10 minutes away from the retail sales, and today I'm going to take a trade with the news. But disclaimer, I've got a really small account for the news, sort of a speculation. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen. And this trade is going to be really explosive, in and out. It's going to be in and out, in and out, in and out. But if I feel like, then only, you know, obviously, because I love money. I'm not gonna just sprinkle my money over the news. So we will see. We will see if the buy stop on gold will make sense. So I think the market's gonna push after the news sort of a cycle. That's what I think. Eight minutes left for the market. So we're gonna so I'm gonna place the pending maybe 3 minutes before the news. So let's see what's gonna happen. 3 minutes before the news. Rami says, what are your plans for the news? So I'm trying to take a news trade after a long time. So just going to put some buy stop on the top. Actually, one buy stop on the top. And this is completely a different account, right? So I'm trying to gamble Honestly, this is just gambling, so I don't suggest anybody gambling at the time of news. But we will see what's going to happen. We'll exactly see what's going to happen. This is going to be an explosive trade, getting in and getting out. As soon as I'm in the trade, I'm going to exit out of the trade because I'm expecting some sort of crazy volume. So hopefully I don't get slipped. Hopefully I don't get slapped by the market. So 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes remaining. Is gold moving up? Kevin says, do you have magic keys? So my magic keys is being shipped, but I haven't received it yet. I'm still waiting for the processing. They haven't processed it yet. So my magic keys is yet to come. I don't have it now. So it's gonna be my explosive exit. It's gonna be my ninja fingers. Ninja fingers. Yeah, Kevin says those are very beneficial for the news event. It is 100% it is. So we will see what's going to happen. All right, now at this point in time, so what I'm thinking about is a buy stop from the current price in about 20 pips away, and a sell stop in about 20 pips away. So I've got my buy stop in about 20 pips away. 20 pips away. Let's see. 20 pips away. On the break of the current hourly candle's high. And I got a sell stop around... Yeah, 20 pips away. So here's the thing, right? So this is something I'm going to do. For example, if buy stop gets activated, I'm going to close the sell stop. And as soon as I'm in buy stop, I'm going to try and close it in profits. But if it's going to go in drawdown, it's just going to be how fast I can close the position. So hopefully I don't get slipped out. Hopefully I don't get slipped. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Kevin says, may the market be in your favor. Let's see. Now, this is going to be interesting, right? Now, this is completely gambling, as I've talked about. I mean, I'm expecting the candles to move up, but let's see what's going to happen. I haven't taken any market position yet. So my pending is around 1794 and 1790 to buy stop and a sell stop. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. Waiting for some action. 50 seconds away. 50 seconds away. I got a buy stop and a sell stop. Let's see what's going to happen. I will try and close the position as soon as I'm in profits, or close the other significant position in about 30 seconds away. Alrighty, 20 seconds. Here we go. Here we go. 2, 1. And dun, 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 dun. Nothing happened yet. Nothing has happened. 3, 2, 1, and all right, my sell stop is activated. Sell stop activated, and we end. Close. And close. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Honestly, literally nothing happened. Nothing happened. So that was like 7 pips in drawdown. But nothing happened. So it looks like the retail sales was already anticipated. Let's look at the numbers. So it's actually good because I gambled in like a smaller account. Obviously we want to capitalize, but I actually tried to keep both buy stop and sell stop. Obviously buy stop never got activated and just closed the position. Sell stop well just got activated but didn't move in favor. So 7 pips in drawdown, almost like nothing, so it's okay. In gold, 7 pips is honestly nothing. Oh, the numbers are not there yet. So the numbers aren't there yet. So the retail sales, I think the retail sales was already anticipated in the market. That's what I think. Retail sales already anticipated. Ooh, the numbers are bad. It's actually bad than before. It's not a good, it's not. Actually, hold on. It's actually worse. The number's worse. So it looks like the retail sales was anticipated in the market already. Because look at the way gold has been performing in the past few days. And it's just been bullish. It's just been bullish. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Yep, didn't see any volume. Didn't see any volume. And gold is trying to push down at this point in time. I mean, I'm not interested in gold at this point in time because, yeah, it is what it is, you know. All right, now I'm going to close my smaller position, smaller account, my smaller account, and going to focus here back into my trade. I'm still waiting for some sort of selling opportunity in pound AUD below 18.9025. So we will see what's going to happen below that. Obviously, this hourly candle is going to close in the next 26 minutes. It's actually interesting. 26 minutes. If the candle starts closing below this level, man, it's going to be amazing. So I just need to see some sort of candle close below this area of 15 to start with, at least a 15-minute candle. And we are showing some sort of rejection around this 1891.65 area, so which is pretty good. We will see. Wow, pound USD bearish. Pound USD is bearish. Pound JPY also experiencing some volume at this point in time, which is good. I think I'm going to focus on pound AUD here because it's moving closer to my desired price. Let's see. Alrighty, and we got some volume here. So looking at the 4-hour time frame right now, 4-hour candle bearish. This was the first 4-hour candle that closed above the 4-hour resistance, but couldn't hold above. Obviously, I mean, it is still respecting the previous 4-hour candle's low, which is not good for selling bias. But again, at the same time, on the top, it's rejecting this this area on the top. So if the candles are to push down, it's looking good. Just have to see in the next 24 minutes how this 4-hour candle is going to close. I'm looking to take sales below this area, which is a area below the support area too, which is a good clear range offering sort of area. So we'll see what's going to happen in the next 24 minutes. Ooh, pound AUD. Wow, gold pushed down. Interesting. And we are slowly pushing down in pound AUD. Have to see a 15-minute candle close below. Ooh, and we are pushing down with volume at this point in time. Have to see a candle close. I think it's gonna move down with that without giving me an entry. Looks like that's what I think. But I'm not gonna take a position, an impulse position on a Tuesday, especially when I've marked this day as a not quality day. So I mean, it's fine, you know, because I've profited from the Asian session. I've got some profits from Asian session, and yesterday was a brilliant day. Now all I gotta do is, and I also tried to capitalize, speculate on the retail sales news, which is pretty good because the execution was one-on-one. The execution was, I mean, pretty good, right? So execution was good, trade management was pretty good. But right now, I'm looking into pound AUD. It looks like candles are hanging around here. So the longer it takes to close below, better. All right, so Jackie says GJ is a miss. Ooh, is it? Oh, yep, GJ is a miss. All right, so Nirajan on YouTube says, stock trading is better or currency, brother? I mean, some of my friends, they do both and they say it's better for them, but I like to set my difficulty level to easy. You know, it's easy to look at the things in that perspective. For example, just look at this, right? So if you were learning 3 things at a time, will it be easier than learning 1 thing at a time? So you gotta set your difficulty level, and you gotta choose what's the best for you. For me, apparently currency is the best, but I'm not suggesting do currency trading. You know, it's up to you to choose as a trader and see what fits your lifestyle. For me, currency fits the lifestyle. I understand currency. It's been profitable for me, so man, currency is my deal. If you talk about stocks, I do understand stocks, but I don't trade stocks. I do understand different ideas from stocks, because the trading is trading at the end of the day. You know, there are a lot of scalp opportunity traders, scalpers in stocks, a lot of swingers in stock, and the ideas, the discipline, and the risk management plan, the trading plan is quite similar. So the psychology at the end of the day helps you a lot. But if I have to choose between trading stocks or currency, I'm going to choose currency because I know currency. All right, so the 15-minute, ooh, and it's pushing down. I think I'm gonna miss this train here. Look at the volume. Ooh, yep, I've missed the train. Looks like I've missed the train. I have missed the train. I have missed the train. I have missed the train. All right. Man, it's pushing down. Wow. Yep. Couldn't take any trade on this one because I didn't see any candle close, and I have to be disciplined. You know, I honestly have to be disciplined to myself. I mean, looks like one of the best decisions to do was to keep a pending around there. But again, at the same time, I was expecting a candle close. And right now it's pushing down. Well, there's a range and looks like it's going to push down through. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. I think the retail sales has attracted a lot of volume. But again, at the same time, I'm okay about missing on a trade because for me to capitalize out of a trade, I'm not going to chase the trade. The trade has to fall under my comfort zone and it has to make sense for me to manage. It has to make sense. And I have to be comfortable managing that risk, right? Kevin says, "Welp, officially out of my trade." Oh, so you're out of your trade, Kevin, from GJ. Alrighty. Yeah, looks like pound AUD is gonna fall down here. I was actually looking to sell from long ago, man. Come on. And missed the trade. Missed the train. Sometimes you miss the trade. And what you do is you look into the trade and say, how could you have actually caught it, right? And it looks like one of the best ways was to place a pending around here. But where to keep the stop loss, right? I mean, that was the case. That was the case. Or Jackie M on YouTube says, that question is like when someone asks you playing badminton is better or playing ping pong. That's actually correct. Oh, Rami says you can still enter. No, Rami, I'm not going to enter because this is the close of the 4-hour candle. And actually, he's talking about after 15 minutes. Yeah, we will see. We will see if the 15-minute candle closes bearish below, leaving a healthy wick. Yeah, I'm still keeping my options open for entry. But look at the volume. Look at the volume, right? So if the volume is going to push it down, I'm going to miss it. But obviously waiting for 15-minute candle to close. Let's see what's going to happen. Hourly candle. Hourly candle is looking pretty good. So it looks like this is going to be the first hourly candle that's going to close below the support in a while. So at this point in time, I'm thinking about the hourly candle close as well. Why? Because this is the first hourly candle that's going to close below. And if this is going to be the first hourly candle, guess what? The second hourly candle may retest the broken support, and that retest is going to be the exact trade I'm going to capitalize off of. So at this point in time, when I look into the trade, I'm actually saying to myself, maybe after all, I'm not late in the trade because it's kind of making sense. If the hourly candle is to close bearish, this is the close of the hourly candle and also the 4-hour candle. And it's very important to wait for a 4-hour candle to close. Why is it important? Because it's a higher time frame candle. And when the higher time frame candle closes, the close can be a little haphazard. Or it can be, there could be a lot of retracement or a heavy push. So have to see, is there any volume in the market or is the market trying to break this structure, rejecting the top and is trying to reverse down? I mean, if it's reversing down, GA, it's looking beautiful. Just have to wait for the 15-minute candle to close and eventually the 1-hour candle to close. And that way the bias is going to be way stronger. And it's looking nice. It's actually looking nice at this point in time. Yeah, but I'm gonna wait for the hourly candle to close at this point in time. If I'm gonna miss out on this trade, I mean, it is what it is. Because I cannot see anywhere I can put stop loss, right? So I need a proper spot to put a stop loss. So if this hourly candle could close bearish without falling down, I mean, that's lovely. Let's see what's gonna happen. Is the trade going to work according to my plan? Or is it just going to retrace down? Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh. Okay, we're retracing. Okay.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school.
Alrighty.
So you can feel cool.
So this was the first 15-minute candle that closed below 1890.25 after a while. And the second 15-minute candle is retracing almost back in the range. So if the candles are to push down, it has to maintain a posture below this level. Let's see what's going to happen. And looks like the 15-minute candle did its retest. But I'm not going to enter right now because I'm still waiting for the 4-hour, 1-hour candle to close. That's the idea for now. In the next 13 minutes. Let's see. All right, and the candles are retracing back in the range, back in the zone. All right, I mean, I think I did a good decision to actually not hop in the trade right away. Now, if the candles are to push down, it has to maintain a bearish posture, a bearish sign. Otherwise, I mean, it's fine. You know, it's just as fine. Sometimes the market's too hard to read, but right now it's pretty subtle. There's nothing advanced, nothing hard happening. Well, a scalping opportunity below 1890.25, sort of a digit, sort of a price is looking pretty good still. Just have to wait for this hourly candle to close. And obviously, we are going to experience NYSE, and we know that NYSE has to be known as one of the high volume session times, so maybe that's going to drive the prices down in pound AUD. That's what I think, so we'll see. Yeah, are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this right now? This is the 4-hour candle close, and look at the haphazardness. Look at the way it's closing. Look at the way it's moving. This is clearly haphazard. So Nirajan is saying, in this case, does the wick fill? I mean, we have to wait and see and let the market dictate that, right? I mean, the most recent price action, right? So I'll tell you what the recent price action is. From a higher time frame perspective, price has been rejecting the support from the bottom. So look at this. I'm going to make the charts naked, right? Look at this. The most recent price action is from a support another support breaking resistance, but it's actually failing to break that resistance. When we look into the current 4-hour candle, it's actually failing to break that resistance or maintain a bullish sign. So if that is the case, and when we hop into the 2-hour time frame, look at this. 2-hour time frames rejecting the top, rejecting the top, rejecting the top. Now, if it's actually moving down, the wick on the downside could get filled. But I am only willing to take positions below 1890.25 because that makes sense to me. So what I'm saying to myself is the wick can be filled, but I need to take position, but I'm only going to take positions below 1890.25. Simple. Below the support. Because I'm not going to sell at a support. That doesn't make sense. Selling here, anticipating the wick fill doesn't make sense because the range is pretty tight. You have to look into the range. Selling around a support area doesn't make sense. Once the support gets broken and the next candle retraces that level before moving down, that is lovely. But right now it's just hanging around that range. And the range is from 1891.65 to 1890.25 in about 13 pips range. And I don't want to take a trade in a 13 pips range. I would rather take a trade in this, I would call this in about 20 pips range or in about 30 pips range. And that's what I want. So I have to look into the ranges too, right? Now look at this. Now at this point in time, I also think this is a fake out sort of a scenario. If this is a fake out happening, right? So or on a 15-minute, if this 15-minute candle closes bullish above 1891.65, I may even look into buying sort of a scenario. Why? Because I want to be sorry about that. I want to be fluid in the market, and I want to be able to catch the high volume trade. And if the volume is meant to push the prices up, why not capitalize on the move? And I can see the early signs that, you know what, the prices are rejecting off of the support. And if that is the case, NYSE could actually drive the prices up. So I just need to see volume now at this point in time. The way the 30 minutes closing, the way the 15-minute is closing, I mean, I can clearly see this is a potential fake out sort of a maneuver or fake out movement. You just have to see how the 15-minute candle is going to close, and that is going to be the close of the 4-hour candle as well. You just have to wait for another 7 more minutes. All right, so it looks like there's a fake out happening at the bottom. This is a really good exercise of spotting a fluid bias or spotting a fluid movement. And it looks like the candles in pound AUD are going to push up at this point in time. That's what it looks like. So let's see what's going to happen in the next 6 minutes. Yep, looks like pound AUD is going to continue bullish here. If this 15-minute candle closes bullish, wow, I'm gonna look to see how I can actually take buys. Yep, that makes sense. Buying scenario makes sense. Just have to see the candles actually rejecting the bottom, the next hourly candle, or the next 4-hour candle with NYSE volume. I think the high can be tested. That's what I think. The high can be tested. So let's see if the trade is going to work. I have to see this 15-minute candle close above 1891.65. Ooh. And the way it's moving, I think it's going to move up. It's going to push up. That's what I think. So the real question is pound AUD just ranging, or is it actually doing a fake ad already? Let's see. Let's see. It's getting interesting. All right, so on YouTube, I asked a question to the guys. I actually asked them, where do you think GA will move? And 8 people voted, and 50% of the people said it's going up. 50% of the people said it's going down. So the bias is a little indecisive. That's what I think. The guys in the YouTube think that it's 50-50. The bias is 50-50. And the market's been pretty rangy with New York volume. So let's see if the NYSE is going to drive the prices anywhere. All right, so the hourly candle is closing bullish, and my bias is fluid right now. It's actually buys at this point in time in pound AUD, because we have just recently done a fake at sort of a maneuver on the downside. So if the candles are to push up, the next candle has to reject the bottom, and on the break of the high, maybe I can take a position at that point in time. So let's see. I'm not going to take a position right at the beginning of the next 4-hour candles, first few minutes. That doesn't make sense to me. So if the candles are to push up, it has to make a low. Then on the break of the high, yes, I will take a position. But right now, it's just too early, right? And timing your trade is a really important idea. The bias has changed now. For me, the bias is way fluid, and I'm looking for buys at this point in time. Buys above 189, 165. Yep, and the candles are retracing. Beautiful. The way it's retracing, the deeper it retraces, amazing. I mean, my two of the ideas, sells below 1890.25. That was the idea I was looking for, looking at trying to execute. But again, at the same time, my patience, my discipline actually helped me sort of avoid this fake out. And at this point in time, the new candle has made a low. I mean, that's a decent low. Hasn't made a deeper low. I'm actually expecting a deeper low because this is the start of the new 4-hour candle, right? And it kind of makes sense to make a deeper low before pushing up. So let's see what's going to happen. If that is the case. Alright, so the range and the upside looks a little bit sketchy, to be honest, on pound AUD. Looks like there's a resistance right around this level. And I'm expecting the candles to retest the high. And if I'm expecting the candles to retest the high, I mean, that's still far away. But I'm still thinking about execution. For me, the main idea is risk management and execution. The range is pretty close. Pretty close. It's in about 10 pips or 9 pips from the break of the high. I'm not going to take a position right now, but I'm expecting NYSE volume to push the prices somewhere. So is the price only ranging right now? Because I'm actually giving it some time to breathe, because the market will tell me where it's moving. If I'm going to miss out from this trade, it's pretty obvious. It's rangy. It's pretty hard to trade. And sometimes the real question is, can I actually place another one last trade, or can I be patient to take a quality trade? And the answer is, I'm going to wait to take a quality trade. That makes sense. That is way clear, and the market is showing me the way, so I kind of have to let the candles breathe. I'm not going to rush into any sort of trade right now. As I said, we are in the first few minutes of the hourly candle, and it's very important to let the first few minutes of the hourly candle, or whatever candle that is, to grab liquidity, to sort of like make a tail, and then start pushing in the opposite direction. So we will see. We will see. At this point in time, just breathing. Just breathing. And pound AUD is ranging for now. Clearly, that's why you cannot force a trade. You cannot force a trade. Have to take a quality trade, and a quality trade only happens is going to be in the market once you let the market breathe. Alrighty. We are 23 minutes away from the NYSE volume at this point in time. So expecting the NYSE to push the prices up in pound AUD. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, so pound AUD is looking pretty nice at this point in time. So this is the point where I'm going to take a buy right here. Buy right here, and my stop loss is below the current candle's low. So let's see. I'm anticipating the price to continue up and retest the high. I mean, broke the high. Is moving with volume, so I'm expecting the NYSE volume to push the prices up. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. This trade right here is all about execution and risk management. So I executed. Obviously, if the trade is to continue up with volume, I mean, beautiful. But if the candles are to retrace lower and start reversing to its open price, it's going to be my risk management plan right there. So let's see what's going to happen. This is the first few minutes of the hourly candle, obviously, but I'm expecting NYSE volume to drive the prices up. So I was actually expecting to enter above the high, but the price is moving with volume at this point in time. So let's see what's going to happen. Are we going to drive up with volume, or are we going to reverse? What's going to happen? Risk management is the idea. And this is going to be the second trade of the day. Second trade of the day. So the first trade I took was a gold news related trade. Obviously, the pound AUD range on the top looks pretty sketchy. Looks pretty tight, but I'm expecting the candles to retest the daily high. So if the candles are moving up with volume, I mean, this is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Let's see what's going to happen. The wick. Is the wick going to be filled on the top? Is the momentum still bullish? That's the real question. Alrighty. Alright, so just need 9 to 10 pips out of the market and I will be done. Alright, so on YouTube, Kevin says no trade week. Thursday, hopefully we will see some opportunity. Yeah. Actually, tomorrow is my quality day. Because I think Thursday we got a news event on Thursday. So hopefully tomorrow is going to be a better day too. So let's see what's going to happen. At this point in time, the 15-minute candle is going to close right now in the next 2 minutes. So I'm expecting the 15-minute candle to maintain a bullish posture. Now here's the thing, right? So if the candle starts reversing or starts closing back below its open price, that's going to be the signal for me to close my position. At least half of the position. Because if there's some sort of volume, it shouldn't retrace lower. So let's see what's going to happen. I don't want the 15-minute candle to retrace and close like a dodgy candle. I want the candle to maintain a bullish posture. Let's see what's going to happen. Risk management. Risk management. Let's see. Anticipating the high to be tested. The daily high to be tested. Is this an early trade? So the real question I'm asking myself is this an early trade? Could be. Very well, could be. So if this is an early trade, the main idea for me will be the risk management. Alrighty. So the 15-minute candle is closing bullish, which is a good sign. Looks like there is still some volume left. I'm expecting the candles to retest the daily high. So let's see what's going to happen. On a higher time frame perspective, the picture looks way better. Previous hourly candle closed bullish, doing a fake out on the bottom. And let's see what's going to happen. That's it. Simple. The 15-minute candle closing bullish with the wick on the top, and the wick could be filled. Let's see, 80% chance for the wick to be filled. But again, at the same time, in the next 15 minute, we have the NYSE. Maybe the NYSE Open is going to be the catalyst for the markets, for the market in pound AUD, or for the prices in pound AUD to move. So is NYSE the catalyst, or is it going to move now? Let's see. Is it an early trade? All right. So Anthony Rosa says going down now. That could be the case. That could be the case, Anthony. But I'm expecting the price to move up because I have few confluences. I have a fake out. I have the NYSE volume. I have a bullish momentum. The most recent momentum is bullish. So I want to see if the momentum gets carried on, and the previously broken resistance is being tested. So I mean, there is a high chance to push up. So let's see what's going to happen. This trading idea is risk management and just execution. That's it. Nothing else. Just need 10 pips out of the market. 10 pips. 10 PPO. 10 PPO. 10 PPO. Beautiful. NYSE market opening up in the next 11 minutes. Opening up in the next 11 minutes. Alrighty. And if the candles are to push up, it has to respect the previous candle's low, obviously. So it has to respect its own low, the previous candle's low, and that should be okay, right? So obviously, the lower time frame ranges do look a little bit sketchy and funny, as we talked about. But for me, I'm expecting the higher time frame high or the daily high to be tested. That's what I'm thinking about. And it's looking good. It's looking pretty good. Ooh, and we are pushing up. We are pushing up. We are pushing up. In about 7 pips in profit. 7 pips in profit. Only need 10 pips out of the market. And I will manage my position. Just need 10 pips out of the market. Eight minutes left. Price is having a little bit of hard time moving up. Let's see in the next 8 minutes what's going to happen. Is it going to be risk management or is it going to be the profit land? What's going to happen? Man, I need to go to the toilet. I'll be back in a second. And we are back. All right, so the 15-minute candle is retracing. All right. Let's see what's happening. All right, let's see. 6 more minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. Looks like it's actually rejecting this resistance. Ooh. So it may have to be a risk managed trade today. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, so the current 15-minute candle is trying to break its own low. So I'm thinking about closing half of the position around break of the low. So let's see what's going to happen. Is it going to be the half of the position close? Because I'm thinking about risk management again at the same time. It's definitely a trade taken with the confluence of a false breakout, obviously. And let's see if the momentum, the bullish momentum in pound AUD is going to be carried on. I haven't closed the half yet. Still waiting. All right, so this is the point where I'm going to close half of the position right here. Closing half right here. Closing half. And the 30-minute candle is going to close in the next 2 minutes. Closing in the next 2 minutes. Interesting. All right. It's pretty good, looking pretty good. Let's see. Let's see. Risk managed trade. Half of the position still running. NYSE volume. NYSE volume. Let's see. So if the candles are to break the previous candle's low, I mean, I'm going to get out of the position right there, right? So I'm expecting the candles to push up to retest the daily high. If that's going to happen, lovely. I mean, at the end of the day, I could be wrong. I've taken a position. I've managed half of the risk already. And let's see. At this point in time, it's just getting out of the position somewhere, or just trying to see how I can bleed less. Let's see what's going to happen. Trying to bleed less. All right, now NYSE volume. Let's see. NYSE volume right here. NYSE volume. NYSE volume. Let's see. Our previous 30-minute candle closed bullish, which is looking pretty good. The wick on the top could be filled. The current 30-minute candle has made a low, rejecting 1891.90, which is pretty good. So if the candles are to push up, just need some sort of volume, some sort of NYSE volume, and that's going to be lovely. So Mohammed says, call it a day. Thanks, boss. Calling it a day. Ooh, okay. No worries. At this point in time, I'm expecting some sort of volume. So let's see what's going to happen. Ooh, and we are pushing up. Just trying to secure 10 pips, and I will let the rest run. Let's see. So I'm going to close the half of the half that's remaining. And let's see. All right, just need 10 pips. 10 pips. Let's go. GA, Mr. GA, let's go. And almost 10 pips. Oh, and secure half right here. Secure half, 10 pips right here. Bang. Okay. We're still moving. We are still moving. We are still moving. Let's go. I'm anticipating a test of the high. So today's daily high. So let's see what's going to happen. NYSE volume. Let's see. My stop loss hasn't been moved yet. So I'm thinking about how I can manage my stop loss. So I'm thinking about trailing my stop loss a little bit. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to move my stop loss right here at this point in time. At this point in time, going to move my stop loss right here. There you go. Still haven't seen the NYSE volume. Still haven't seen the NYSE volume. Let's see. And the price is flipping bearish right now. Ooh. All right. Interesting. First 4 minutes of NYSE. And we secured in about 9.5 pips. 9.5 pips. So secure 9.5 pips, and the candles are retracing. It's just breathing right now. I mean, what's happening? Is it trying to grab liquidity, or is it actually going to break the low? If it's going to break the low, I'm going to get out of the position. The half of the position, I don't care at this point in time. Because if the candles are to push up, man, this is not looking nice at all. Especially when this is the volume time. So if I have to be in 5 pips drawdown, that's going to bring me at around break even. It is what it is. It is what it is, you know. At the end of the day, it's all about risk management. Execution is a thing, but risk management has to be top on top. Has to be top on top. Let's see. All right, so Stuart Swells says it's a quarter of the position you already closed half in drawdown, and quarter in 9.5 pips in profit. It's actually not dissing, just saying. Okay, that's all right. So at the beginning, what I did was I closed in about 5 pips, right? So half of the position around 5 pips, and so another half of the half around the top. So basically what happened was I closed around 4 pips, four lots in around 5 pips. Because I'm using higher lots, I have to be careful about my risk management as well. And I closed in about 9.5 pips in about 2.5 lot size. So there's still 1.5 running. So let's see what's going to happen. 1.5 is still there. But again, let's see what's going to happen, right? Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. And right now, it's not looking the best. Right now, it's not looking the best. 15-minute candle is respecting the previous 15-minute candle's low, but it's trying to break that low at this point in time. And this is the volume time. I was expecting some volume. Obviously, it has rejected that resistance. So looking back at it right now, I actually should have closed the whole position at 9.5. That would have been the best. Closing the full position at 9.5. The rest of the position, if that was closed at 9.5, man, I wouldn't be stressing out, or I wouldn't be thinking about risk management right now. So I don't know. Sometimes it's just a greed, right? Now at this point in time, it's just risk management. So let's see what's going to happen. If it's actually going to break the low and I'm going to get out of the position, or what's going to happen, right? That is the case. That is the case. Stuart says, that's cool. Just trying to work out. We are at hope the rest goes your way too. Ooh, we will see. We will see. And at this point in time, I am out of the position right here. I am out of the position. So that was a risk managed trade. 100% managed trade. So if the candles are to push up, this candle breaking the previous candle's low doesn't make sense, especially when it has a very long wick on the top, right? I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes it is what it is. Yeah, at this point in time, when I look back into it, that was a good decision. that was a good decision. Good decision. But yep, I actually should have closed 9.5 pips, man. Sometimes this is what happens, you know. Sometimes it's just, so you gotta be happy with whatever the market gives you. Simple idea. All right, so another 15-minute candle is going to close in the next 20 seconds, and it looks like the candle is closing bearish at this point in time. It almost looks like a retest for the broken resistance, but the candles are coming back in the range below 189, 165 sort of area, and this is NYSE market. So maybe the candles are going to push down because the volume may actually, look at the most recent price structure, right? And look at the rejection from the top. I was actually expecting candles to push up and kind of retest the daily high. But it looks like the candles are just hanging around here. Just hanging around. And the hourly candle is going to close in the next 14 minutes. It's still breathing, hourly candle. Hourly candle still breathing. Ooh, GJ is pushing down. Interesting. So the hourly candle in the last few minutes is still hanging around there. Hourly candle. Wow. Hourly candle is still hanging around. Wow. Wowie kawaii. Wow. Look at this. So the candle's pushing up in the last few minutes. Ooh. This is a proper liquidity grab. Now, if that is a liquidity grab for NYSE sort of a market, I think it's going to push up. I think it's going to retest the daily high. That's what I think. That's what I think. That's what I think. Ooh. Yep. It's going to move up. NYSE has grabbed its liquidity, potential liquidity. Ooh. It's going to push up. Nine minutes left for this hourly candle to close. And the 5-minute candles on pound AUD ranging side by side. I mean, it's very, very interesting. All right, so on YouTube, my brother Sudeep says, hello, Anuj, was very late in the market today, still managed to catch 10 pips, calling it a day. Thanks and cheers. Cheers. Thank you very much for showing up. I mean, that was lovely. Lovely that you caught 10 pips. Amazing. So just try to be consistent. That's all I can say. You're going to be consistent, consistent man, oh man. Over time, you will definitely be successful. So keep on being consistent. Show up every day, no matter if you're trading or not, just to experience the market. And maybe paper trade or just think about a trade in your head. And then that should do it. That should actually do it. But beautiful. Wow. Yeah, it's going to push up. Higher chance to push up. Higher chance to push up. Brother Sudeep says, I do watch your session if I miss the day just for spectating what happened. Amazing. Yep. The experience count. You know, every time you hear something that gets pinned down in your head, that's the same idea that's going to help you a lot. Because later at the end of the day, you want to trade all alone. And if you have these ideas in the back of the head, and if you experience these ideas for some time, you'll be able to execute. You'll be able to, experience the market in its best. So try and be consistent. Amazing. I actually absolutely love the effort to learn. I've been helping a lot of guys recently, and I honestly love the fact that small things do change people's life. You know, it's like me helping somebody learn something. I mean, amazing. You know, it's like, so I want to build this community to an extent that, you know what, I will be so proud, so happy having guys side by side. I mean, earning to the fullest potential and having that freedom. I mean, yeah, that's what I want. And I want all of my people to do that. Not just my friends. I mean, anybody who approaches me, I want to help them to their best, 100%, and I will. This is amazing. So it looks like my bias was correct. And the market only moved at the very end. That's what it looks like. An early trade, managed risk, most part of it, managed risk, and at this point in time, looking pretty good. Looks like the liquidity grab is working. So if the candles are to push anywhere, I think it's going to push up. That's going to be the case here. That is going to be the case. I think the daily high is going to be tested or even broken. Looking at the way it has grabbed its liquidity, NYSE market has known to have the highest volume, one of the highest volume session times. So we will see. Beautiful. Alrighty. And looks like it's the time of the day when I'm going to call it a day. I mean, that was a beautiful session. I mean, so I played with some of my Asian session profits. And beautiful. So the pound USD market was pretty solid bearish. And gold, I mean, gold, Mr. Gold is just hanging around. And pound AUD, I think pound AUD, the bias was correct. The market reading was correct. So next time, what I'm going to do is for the next time, this is what I'm going to do. I will execute once a fake out has been established. So that way I'm going to be happy with 9-8 pips, whatever that is. And that's going to be beautiful. And another thing I'm going to do is from today's experience. Obviously, this is something we learn, we practice every time. And sometimes greed is a bad, I would say bad tool. So we have to eradicate the greed. Right now, next time I'm going to be happy with the 9.5 pip. And I'm going to secure the whole position next time. Especially when I've closed half earlier on. I mean, yeah. So risk managed trade. So in about a 9.5 pips secured. So the idea turned out to be positive. The idea turned out to be correct. And right now the candles are printing bullish. Higher chances of pushing up. Higher and higher chances for candles to push up above. And this is actually lovely. The structure is looking even better. Now this on an hourly time frame could be a potential wick fill. And even higher. But guys, thank you for coming in. That was a lovely time. We managed the risk. And beautiful. I mean, we'll come back again one more time and experience the market. We will try and trade. Until then, take it easy. Don't overtrade it. Don't over risk. Don't over leverage. You know, just take it easy. Bleed less. Experience the market and learn every single day. Until next time, take it easy. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, Kevin says, thanks, man. Appreciate your feedback. 100%. 100%. I mean, you guys are welcome. See, I love the idea of learning, teaching. So 100%, you guys are always welcome. And I'll share every pinch, every inch of knowledge I have, you know. So, yeah, pretty good. Take it easy.